been scrapping lately. When I start, I don't stop. I just need one more person to hate me talk that talk. One more problem might make me kill them all. I'm a heartbreaker, ass kicker. I'm a heart trigger, nasty words. I got 2 fingers for ass kissers. I'm an asshole dirtbag, no good bastard.
Well, somebody's having trouble getting off of the glider. Welcome everybody, 2024. I'm just going to be kicking it live timeline weather here around Lower Loon Creek, also known as C53, the ICAO, my little cub crafters. And we're just going to go bounce around a few airports up here while we kill time waiting for the launch to go live. I got a screen over here with on my other screen, which I gotta mess around with so I can get it down small enough so I can see it when it goes live. So there we go. And still read the chat. I think we're good. That guy had an awful B-Blinks had an awful tough time getting that glider out of here. Beautiful place to go gliding though. Don't worry, Mrs. TPHI, not in a hurry. Just killing time. Hey, there he goes. Where the brakes are in this one. There we go. I'll just be flying right around here, so. Pretty good crosswinds. That's why the glider was fighting it. I saw it wasn't a half handcrafted airport originally. I don't know if it still is, but just go down here and get a little altitude and then swing back around. %. Microsoft. Oh shit! Wall. Oh, that was close. I don't know if I'm gonna get turned back around and go back to the airport. Just want to check that mags in here. Oh, looks like he's back there at the airport. It looks good in 2024. Oh, it's working. Of course, yours isn't working. Man, I hope. See where Blue Origin kind of had a success. They did not reach the desired orbit that they thought they were going to reach with their second stage. They didn't even attempt a relay, but they were going to do it in a single launch. They did not reach their desired orbit with the second stage. First stage went boom. This is going to be the SpaceX launch in about an hour. With the kill time between now and the time they start their official coverage, we're going to fly around Lower Loon Creek Might even go for a landing here. Try to get in there for a landing. Oh yeah, they had to cancel the thing yesterday from the flight yesterday because of weather. So tonight's regular scheduled flight will be tomorrow. Even though I think there's a train tomorrow. I don't know what Gammy's on tomorrow or not. We got a new game for Gammy and I. He's going to be playing multiplayer on. I don't know if I'm streaming it too, but he is going to be. It's a loft. It's a loft. I did the demo of it and like wasted way too much time on it. So we'll see if it's released into. Well, it went from demo to release into early access. So we'll see how it does. Now what's he in? Oh, he's in the Jetson. He's bound determined to fly here. I'm trying to make you feel bad, dude. I should jump in a glider and try it out here. Watch the sagebrush. Is it sagebrush up here? Or is this just brush? And rocks. Actually, it didn't. That's the thing. Blue Origin New Glenn did not go real well. Like I was just saying, they did not reach their target altitude. The first stage booster probably blew up at about 4,000 miles an hour. Doesn't look like it's because they were doing a no booster reentry thing and something exploded because we lost telemetry at 4,000 miles an hour. The upper stage did not get the lower half of their New Glenn. It's not Boeing. B-O-N-G, Blue Origin New Glenn. They call it Bong. But it got to space. It got to orbit. The upper stage got to orbit. So not the right orbit, but it got to orbit. So that's a step. I mean, it's a first launch. So first launch, not a bad deal. So I hope they do all right, but it's a weird market that it's shooting for. It's shooting for the Falcon Heavy launch market, which only has 3 launches a year tops. No, it was after it separated. It just didn't. Something with the second stage didn't reach the proper orbit, and they never tried. They weren't even trying to relight the second stage, which is actually in space the hardest thing to do was get the second stage to relaunch. Cal farts. Methane? Second stage was liquid hydrogen. First stage is methane, yeah. Because everybody's going la-di-da-di-da, they reached orbit before SpaceX. Well, kind of and not really. The only reason SpaceX hasn't been in orbit with their big rocket is they want to make sure they can catch it. They don't want to put it in orbit until they're ready to catch it. There's Mr. TPHI. Alright, I'm going to take off and go. I don't know where I'm going. Let's try for D47, which is up that little valley right there. Try to miss you. See if I can turn up this valley before hitting the trees. Probably not. Oh, that's close. Hey, Blau here, Colonel Indiana Long West TPHI. Welcome, everybody. Best part about the simulator, doing shit you would never do in real life. No, I gotta shut lens flare off. I hate lens flare. All the rocket builders who have, it's, yeah, there's BPS Space that has landed his. They have to be careful though. I do it in real life because I wouldn't want it. I don't do it in real life. No, not do it. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, they have to be very careful. They walk a thin red line, a very thin line, with propulsive landing and controlling. They can do controlled stabilization, but as soon as they try to target from point A to point B, an actual target, then it becomes a targeting system, which falls under missile laws. So yeah, that's a thing they have to watch out for. Stu! It's the Stu! Hey Stu, how's it going? But yeah, you can stabilize your rocket and you can propulsively land it and control it while landing it, but you can't have it have a guidance system that can guide it from point A to point B. Because then you become missile technology and it's a whole different set of permits. Because then you're no longer an amateur. It pulls you out of the amateur rocketry and into missile. Yeah, it's not the word I'm looking for. The missile guidance system, like missile production. So it changes. Yeah. My phone can tell me where parents parked their car because I have it programmed to just in case. Well, it gets in and drives off and forgets where they're at or some shit. Yeah, basically, all rockets are ICBMs. That's why you can't work there at SpaceX unless you're an American citizen, or you have to have all kinds of papers to be able to work there because you could be a foreign spy. Look at this, 2 runways right together. Cougar Ranch, U.S. Forest Service up on the hill. Now see, in 2020, these didn't show up. One of them showed up, the other one didn't. Mahoney Creek, look at this. Look at this. Alright, there's times 20, except for having 2 runways. Oh, they got a plane out here. You could at least put the tail down. We should try to take off, spin around, and go right back down to the other one. What do you think? I'm doing that on 2 cars and can literally never find either one. I don't need the whole runway going downhill. Oh shit! Well, that was unexpected. Come on, come on. Yeah. We're going to try to take off and roll around and go down to that one down there. I don't know if it's. I'm going to try.
What? No
yeah.
way.
I'm going to try to take off,
Fuck's
go around
sake.
and down on that one without ever raising my flaps all the way. We're just going to fly off that end, roll around, try to hit the one below it. Ah! Hey. Throttle down. Try not to stall it. Can we do this? That's a landing challenge for you right there. That should be in the sim for as a landing challenge. There's a fighter jet out here. That's a little bit ridiculous for Microsoft. We did it. Look at that. Look at that. That was pretty slick. Just came from up there. That's also a... What the hell is it called? Come on. Little silly little wheel on this thing. The wheel's not powered or tied to anything. Oh, looks like they changed it, but yeah, the F5. Top Gun, they had no money for MiGs. They're special vector MiGs. The government only let them use F5s. Oh, it disappeared. Now they're all gone. Screw you. God damn it! Alright. This thing's a bit tippy. I think the CG's a little high. I think Microsoft's got the CG just a bit high on this thing. Yeah, how to cut the grass, how to bend the prop. There's this cool new robot that's got tracks on it, and it can snow blow your driveway and mow your lawn in the summertime all robotically. But I want one, but by the time you get the snowblower attachment, the lawnmower attachment, the parking attachment, the batteries, it's like $6,000. I'd pay somebody a lot to snow blow me out, and I can just snow blow out my yard and mow my lawn for that kind of money. I'm going to see if we can't get over to there. 28U. I'm not sure how we're going to go. Taking up this valley right here. Quite a bit. It's got a pretty decent snowblower on the end of it. It's not like a little... It's got a regular traditional style snowblower, so it's not like one of those little paddle snowblowers. And it's on tracks, and with batteries, she's probably pretty heavy. Not really. It's only got to be able to do like 4 inches at a time, because it's automatic. You just push a button and it fucking blows it, so it can blow it every 2 hours. Who cares? You don't have to go out in it. The robot does it all. So as long as it does 4 inches, you just run it every couple hours. Rarely I've ever seen it snow more than 2 inches an hour. It's got GPS too. Yeah, it's cool. Driveway heater is a good idea. I've been there. No, I've been here. Right, I haven't been out there. Buffalo is bad. Tug Hill Plateau is the worst, one of the worst places in North America. They get some serious shit snow as well, but sure beats going out in the snow and doing it yourself. I have a plow guy. I'm way too fast. Way too fast. I have a plow guy. Much easier. He comes by when it gets bad and does it. See, that's 1 inch an hour. That's not 2 inches an hour. So if you went out every 4 hours, your robot could have plowed it for you with no problems. See? Inch an hour. That's average snowfall, inch an hour in a good snowstorm. I've seen 2 inches an hour. That gets hairy. IDB. Which way is that? We'll figure that out for you. It has a partially heated driveway. That's cool. Thunder snows way it's yeah, that's pretty rare. I've seen it a couple times. Hey, Mrs. got in here. She's in Super Decathlon. Yeah. The they were saying heated driveway's the way to go. It doesn't actually take that much energy because it only has to raise it to 34 degrees. It's just got to raise it. It doesn't have to raise it to something like 70 or 80. It's only got to raise it to 34 degrees. Come on, we're stuck. There you go. It's stuck on a rock. Oh, I took my flaps up way too early. I think we can get up this over here. Nope. I want to get up this. I want to follow that ridge. I gotta get enough. Maybe we can go up there. I don't know. We'll find out in a second. I'm gonna get myself into rising terrain again, aren't I? Train rising faster than the plane can climb. I am so good at doing that. Of course, I would never do it in real life. I'd be terrified. I would never get myself into that situation. And the game is kind of fun because it makes it a game. I usually lose it. This game I usually lose. Kids skiing at my local hill one night. Crazy lightning and thunder. Yeah, Yarborough. Yarborough? Yeah, that's it. I want one, but they're fucking $6,000. That'd be great to have it do your lawn and everything. It's like, oh hell yeah. I want one to mow my lawn and do my snow blowing. Oh hell yes. You can get a leaf blower for it too, but the wind, if you're gonna munch your lawn, you just mulch leaves. Hey Benjamin. We are well. We're waiting on Starship to launch, which is going to be at about an hour and 12 minutes. According to, there we go. There it is, Marble Creek. Oh, we got to drop a lot of altitude very quickly. Get the brakes on. Where the hell's the actual runway on this one? Ooh, I don't know. Get her slowed down. Come on, slow down. I don't know, catching you on my phone. I thought you had some badass new rockets in. Now we're going to be watching the real one go off here in about an hour. In the meantime, I thought it'd be fun to do some bush flying around here. Man, oh man, you got to drop into this one. Woo. I want to go long. Oh, that was rough on the landing gear. But holy shit, otherwise you're going long. Whoa! Look at all the planes! Holy shit, that's a rough one in there. Driving home from work, sorry. I'll type her the hello. Oop, decided no, hey, this is a tough one to drop into. Hello, Mighty, how are you? Drive safe. Do you think we can follow this valley around to that one? Go there, up that. That may not be a valley. That may be a ridge. Yeah, we'll try all the way around the outside of this one. Yeah, we'll do that. But I gotta go the other way. Oh, did you land? No, I don't see her. Just pause somewhere. Alright, let's get moving. Come on, wheel. Get that wheel sorted out. There it goes. Uh-oh, better get on it. She's in the... I found her there typing. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. And I'm facing the wrong way. So I'll be turned around. Oh, I'm gonna shift crash. No, I actually have a link to it. That's how I know it's $6,000. It's like way too much money than I can afford, but if you want to drop one in the chat there so everybody can see what we're talking about. It's pretty beastie unit. It's not like a real lightweight thing. It's pretty chunky with big heavy tracks. I like it better being electric because I don't even have to go outside to fuel it up. It gets low, it parks on its little charge pad, charges itself up, and goes back at it again. It's like, I like that whole idea. I don't even have to go outside the house. I can do it all from my phone. Till I go fucking snowball the driveway. Okay. Go mow the fucking lawn. Okay. I gotta do shit, and they go smart enough to go back and charge up itself. Of course, they charge you extra for the charging pad. I know, I want one so bad, but that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. But it's so cool. I'm sitting here thinking, well, if I do sell the house, I'll have the extra. But that's also a trip damn near clear around the world for $6,000. But never having to plow or mow your drive, or man, never have to plow or mow your lawn again. At least until it breaks and they go out of business. Get one to walk the dog. I'd even just be happy to follow it around, except she's terrified of the lawnmower. She hates me when I'm riding the lawnmower. We better start gaining some altitude because we got to follow a ridge. Starting right there. I think it's a ridge over this way. I think it's that ridge right there. No, might be that one. Follow that ridge right across, right around like that. Yeah, no fair, you got a much bigger engine than I've got. Maybe this other ridge. This one. Nope. Turn. It's over there. Up you go. You see that funny? Tie a leash to it and hook it on the Maddie and push a button, have the program to go down the river and back. Maddie would figure out how to sit on top of it. She'd just say, "All right, I'm riding along." Got just about an hour left before launch, I think. They pushed it back a half an hour, and I'm not sure why. I hadn't read why. I'll double check here in a minute. There's where we're going. Another forest surface airport. Look at that. We just chop our engines, just put our nose down, head down this valley, knock some snow off some trees. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Watch our descent here. Nope. There we go. That's better, much better. Looks pretty in the winter time. This does right here anyways. It looks really pretty with snow on the trees. I'm digging it. And just as I say that, snow goes away. Fine, be that way. It's like, yeah, I think it's $6,000 with five. Right now, it's on sale for $6,000 with the mower and the charge pad and the snowblower, the base unit, and the extra battery. Oh, treat. Get away from my wing. Oh, look at that. Didn't even notice we were down. Holy shit. That was smooth. That was really smooth. I like that one. That was one of my best landings in a plane in forever. Oh, there we go again, fucker. It's coming in a little hot. Little bouncy, a little hot. You got it. Oh, yep. Nobody saw anything. I'm just going to quick check in on SpaceX, see if we got any updates. Says their coverage starts at 4:57, so about half an hour. Starship is go for prop load. All right, and that was a few little 5 minutes ago. It was good for prop load. Okay, we're doing good. We're on time. So I was coming way too fast. It's a personal thing, has nothing to do with the airplane. Where to next? I don't know. I don't know. Try this one. Oops. We set that as an arrival. Add departure. Where the fuck are we? I don't want to do that. We're just gonna go south. We'll figure that one out. I don't need a flight plan, for fuck's sake. We'll just go that way. We'll take off and we'll try to head up into here. Yeah, she always comes in fast. That fucking wheel gets sideways. I don't want to move. There it goes. Probably should have went farther down the runway. Or I should have went the other way down the runway. I didn't even check the wind. There, watch it. That mountain's gonna come up quick. I'm not doing it very fast. I wonder if they're forced to rename this one Indian Creek, U.S. Forest Service. Biden made them rename everything that mentioned Indian. They even changed Squaw Valley. There's nothing racist or anything about Squaw. That's what they were called. The female Indians were called. Oh, sim crash. Well, that sucks. They had to change the name. Piss off. This is the kind of flying I do when a lot of times when I'm not flying with everybody, I'll grab them in VR. Because this is the shits in VR. I hate the windows. They're terrible. Too much reflection. Way too much reflection. The sun's just right, you can't see anything. Weird prop thing going on. Hey, wait a minute. That's a runway. That's not on the plan. That's definitely an old runway. No shit. Definitely one down there. Boy, it is. It's well kept. It's all mowed and shit in real life. Look at that. Somebody's private runway. And it's not in the sim. Huh. Would you like to have the kind of money to have a fucking runway like that and out in the middle of nowhere? Love to have that kind of money. That's where I'd live. I was just thinking that same thing. That's why it's not on there. They don't want you to fucking land there. Make you disappear. Nobody ever know you were there. I'm almost out of tea already. Damn. Hey, Gammy. There's the wombat. How are you this morning? Oh, I'm a little setting on my other screen up. Let's see. There we go. Let's see how we can do this. If you're in career mode, you'd have to stop right here to pick up a guy in search and rescue with a plane. They'd want you to land right here to pick him up. Oh, look at that little pond. They had some lazy shit, man. You gotta pull up to his campfire to pick him up. Yes, it's too much one for the farm sim now. He wants the Yarbu for the farm sim, so he gotta do shit but push the button. He wants to be George Jetson. Well, it looks like I got a little ice on my wings, but wouldn't have any ice. It's a perfectly clear day. That's the way it looks. You know the biggest problem with the Cub Crafters? There's no freaking liveries. Like none. You'll follow this river. Come on, slow down. You got this. I'm not gonna peel the wings off. Oh, we peeled the wings off. Oops. We peeled the wings off. Oops. I do like that you don't have to restart the whole fucking sim now. Thank you. You don't have to restart the whole thing now when you make a big oops. That's handy. I'll give them that. You don't have to restart the whole fucking thing. You popped you back before you made the mistake. Just heard some wings drop in the front yard. That'd be terrifying. The hell's that river? Oh, I see what it does. Yeah, you're gonna get the Here, boo. As soon as we land here, I'll check the coverage again. Get close. Their rock piles need be a little bit more strewn out instead of just little tiny piles here and there. Instead of just rocks all over the place, you have little clumps of rocks. Yeah, I'm waiting for their coverage. The coverage says it's starting in 5 minutes. There, TPHI. Evening, sir. Supposed to be catching, they're supposed to be ejecting satellites. Yeah, I got spaceflight up too in the background. Get this fucking thing out of here so I can see the land. Now, do you really think they would cut 2 paths on each side of those trees and not cut the trees out of the middle at a fucking airport? Microsoft. Oh, that was kiss the ground like sweet kisses. That chirps after I'm already hitting the brakes on dirt in the snow. It wouldn't chirp, it'd slide all over the fucking place. Let me check the coverage. Be right back. Get the brakes on. Double check everything. It says 4:57. We got 5 minutes. We got enough to get over the other airport real quick. We got time. Yeah, we can get up there. Maybe. Oh, I still must have the brake on. There it goes. It's going much faster without the brake on. Nope. I didn't have the brake on. What the hell are you doing, plane? There it goes. I did have the brake on. I was pushing the wrong fucking button. Pushing the landing gear button. Yeah, the Solo, they don't cut both sides of the trees without taking the middle out. Just saying. That runway is much longer. It comes way out to here. Sulphur Creek. That's gotta be nice. Probably stinks to high heavens. Stop. I'm gonna go grab a little something to drink before this kicks off. Plant 3 to replace it, too expensive. Get slowed down, slow down, slow down, because this is going to pop up on the other side of that ridge. Like last second, it's going to be like, oh, here's our runway. Or, oh, there is no runway at all. Is it just me, or is there like no fucking runway? It's way over there. They like didn't screw up the marker on this one at all, did they? This one's got blacktop. Runway's over here. Yeah, it's about 45 minutes away. Whoa. Yeah, I screwed that up trying to read the chat. Yeah, it's about 45 minutes away. Out. The coverage starts in about 5 minutes. We're going to check. Right now, I'm going to go grab something to drink real quick and take a leak while we're waiting for SpaceX to their coverage to start. As soon as their coverage starts, we'll kick on over to it. I'll be right back. Okay, we're just waiting on SpaceX. I'm back. Just waiting for their coverage to start. And it started, so we're going to go ahead and ditch Flight Sim here. Gotta watch it. Their fucking music. Their music will copyright you. You can use the stream all you want. You can't use their music. Crazy shit, but that's the way it is. If you look over on NASAspaceflight.com, if you happen to have, or the NASA Spaceflight on YouTube, I'm gonna grab a link because their shit. They got 1, 2, 3, 4 screens going, showing some crazy shit. I'm gonna drop a link here. Just a second. The forest of white oak trees in the middle of Indiana. The Navy. It's crazy. If you want to real good coverage. There's all kinds of shit over there. Yeah, here I am streaming and sending people over to other things, and they'll make $7,000 or $8,000 or more during your stream. It's insane. It's totally insane how much money they'll make with this stream. You watch the people drop 200 or 300 gifted subs. It's insane the fucking money they make. It's cool, but it's insane. There's some guy just dropped $499.99. 500 fucking bucks. It's fucking insane. So, yeah, it's just crazy to watch how much money they make for that fucking thing. Just go there and watch the numbers fly up from the... It's cool. They've got a good thing going. They originally started, I followed them long before the SpaceX deal, because it was a guy that worked for space.com that was sick and tired of the bullshit they were pulling and reporting on these crazy things that were just crazy. And he got sick of it, and so he started it. Where my rocket, I'm home. It's coming. It's coming. Hit that link if you want to see all the shit going on right now until the SpaceX feed comes up. I mean, it's up, but you never know when they're going to actually start showing it. It looks like there's a whole lot of action on the ground. It's frosty. It's getting frosty. It's fueling. Frosty. It's getting frosty. That means fuel's going in. Crazy shit, man. Awesome stuff. It ain't going anywhere. It's going to land in the ocean off of Australia. If it goes well this time, they're going to try to catch it next time. So to try to catch it, it'll have to orbit. And I think it's got to do like... somebody said 3, but somebody else said more like 9 orbits before it's lined up. It's going to Uranus. That rocket up Uranus. Like I said, it's got to go to 9 or so orbits before it lines back up enough to thing. Plus, they have to get the other thing off the pad. Is posting the pig in space. Oh, just put the link in there for spaceflight. Thank you. One of my favorite headlines I read was when they first discovered the rings on Uranus, and it's literally somebody didn't think that fucking through. Scientists find rings around Uranus. That was the headline. I had to laugh so fucking hard, like, you idiots. He'd probably been waiting years to put that up as a headline. Oh, there's SpaceX. We can turn the volume on. Look at this shit, man. There we go. What's really funny is watching Blue Origin's video coverage, and it's all low grade, like 480 video, and you're like, we got spoiled because they have like 5 Starlinks, 5 or 6 Starlinks on each rocket just to send all the video and data down. There's 3 right there. It's like the number of Starlinks on the thing is insane. So we're so spoiled with SpaceX because we get all the high def video from on board for the whole flight. They get shit on the Blue Origin one, or high res. Unfortunately, we don't get 1080. We only get 1080 on here. We don't get 4K on X, which is too bad. They're planning on upping that soon. Make X more of a streaming platform so you can get some 4K on it. Kate, where's Kate?
Good afternoon and welcome to
There's
the
Kate.
7th flight test of Starship. It is currently 4:03 p.m. Central Time here at Starbase, Texas, and it is a beautiful and breezy afternoon for another flight around the world. I'm Kate Tice, Senior Quality Systems Engineering Manager at SpaceX, and I'm joining Dan for my first ever in-person Starship launch at Starbase.
She's usually in California.
You can see the rocket behind us. It's mind-blowing. This is quite the view, Dan.
No better seat in the house, no better thing to talk about a rocket as you watch
Straight
it launch.
Ty.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Starbase for another Starship launch. I'm Dan Hewitt from SpaceX Communications.
It's all AI.
We are at T-minus under 33 minutes and counting. Our T0 time coming a little after the bottom of the hour. Now, Starship program has brought us.
He does look like him, doesn't he?
2024. This year shaping up to be even bigger.
Absolutely. We're looking at even more launches of Starship this year with tons of exciting firsts starting today. Flight 7 has a lot in store, from Starship's next generation upper stage design on its first flight today to deploying the first simulated Starlink satellites and the second booster catch attempt. We're kicking off 2025 in style here in the Lone Star State. So hold on to your butts.
They reinforced the antenna. The last launch shook the antenna loose up here. That's why it didn't land.
That full
Come back.
Reusability for the world's biggest rocket, and we're going to be with you today every step of the way. Also joining us, though, amid a very excited crowd growing over there in Hawthorne, is Jesse Anderson. Jesse, how's everything going in LA?
Hey, Dan and Kate, everything is all good here on the factory floor. We're just outside of Mission Control, and we're T-minus 31 minutes away, but we already have a really big crowd here building. There you go. Starting to build up here. Every flight of Starship has made huge progress, and today is another exciting one. We're joined by Starship, Raptor, and Starlink teams here with me today, and everyone is getting super
the reinforcements on the antenna.
So
they got blown over last time.
Very loud in here soon. But for now, I'm going to hand it back over to you
Kate's
guys
or
at Starbase
what's
for
her
a
name?
quick look back at the flights that brought us here today.
Hey, thanks, Jesse. Now, more we fly safely, the faster we learn. Faster we learn, the sooner we realize full and rapid reuse. The previous 6 flight tests proved we're on the right track. Each one of those tests provides a ton of invaluable data and, of course, some pretty great views along the way.
Oh, yeah. Every one of those tests informed the upgrades that are debuting on today's flight test. And, you know,
there's some crazy upgrades. It's way bigger.
Incredible testing campaign for every flight. And, man, I can't wait for today as well as
Victim
everything else we've got planned this year.
Just a recap of what happened just before this flight test. Our most recent one was back in November 19th. That was Flight 6. It lifted off at 4 p.m. Central from Starbase, Texas, just a couple miles over our shoulder.
It was a gorgeous sunset ascent. Let's take a look.
Attention all flight crew members, flight is go for launch.
I love this shit.
It's been just over a month since
80 or 90, yeah, it's actually pretty cold down there, I guess.
We have liftoff.
Look at what they had to do to that camera to make it stand that shit. This is a replay of Banana for Scale, yeah.
30 seconds until catch decision.
Booster offshore divert.
Offshore divert. All because it blew the tower over. It bent the tower.
Watch the ship fly around planet Earth.
This time we're going to get to see the fins aren't on the sides, they're on the, they're more to the top. I never saw the motor startup shot, and we're going to see the what the fuck am I talking about there? They're going to spit out fake satellites. Which is going to be awesome. Fake satellites for the win. This is bonkers how this thing lands. Now that looks like CGI, but that shit's real. That's bonkers. It's a spitter, so it's definitely a quitter.
Starship has landed.
All right, now today's flight test is going to look pretty similar profile-wise to that last one and honestly the last couple. So everything starts off, as always, with liftoff. The Super Heavy igniting those 33 Raptor engines. Super Heavy going to power us through that initial ascent, get Starship on its way to space before we get to the hot stage maneuver.
Exactly. The ship will then ignite engines while it's still attached to the booster. That will allow us to separate the two stages. That booster will leave a few engines on for that flip and return back here to Starbase for a catch at the launch tower.
And while booster catch is blowing our minds, ship keeps going all the way to space, gets into its suborbital trajectory. Got a couple on-orbit things. We're going to deploy our first test satellites. Also going to relight a Raptor engine while in space. That all sets us up then for re-entry.
As we have seen on the previous flights, courtesy of Starlink, that re-entry period.
Love a good
gives us
orbital
such
insertion.
Gorgeous views. It's like just a
Oh, this one's
rainbow
launching
flow
towards the
of
Earth.
colors, as the ship re-enters the Earth's atmosphere. The ship will relight its engines, perform a flip maneuver for a soft water landing in our targeted location in the Indian Ocean. And that will once again be daylight given our later launch window. So today's flight test will be launching the next generation of Starship. It'll attempt the first payload deployment test, fly
I love the fact that she's cut thumb holes in her sweater.
Ship catch and reuse, and of
So many
course,
bananas were
the
killed.
launch and return of the Super Heavy booster back to the launch site right there behind us.
Yeah, that's going to be amazing, but ship, kind of the star of the show for a lot of stuff today. A huge block of upgrades to Starship's upper stage are debuting on this flight test, adding more capability. We'll start off up top. Those forward flaps got a redesign. They shrunk in size. We shifted them towards the top of the vehicle, away from the heat shield. That's going to make it significantly less exposed to re-entry.
It's got the catch lugs on
And
it.
then Starship itself, we made it about 2 meters taller. So we stretched it up to about 52 meters. That allowed us to add 25% more propellant volume, along with a bunch of propulsion upgrades like vacuum jacketing of those feed lines to the engines, an entirely new feed line system for the Raptor vacuum engines, an improved avionics module for propulsion, all that adding performance and the ability to fly longer missions.
Purposely left
And
them
just
off.
like on Flight 6, tiles have been purposely removed to stress test vulnerable areas.
They're crazy.
This time we're doing it across the entire vehicle, including in critical areas, as we use this flight to push the boundaries of Starship's capabilities.
See how strong it is
For
without the
re-entry
tiles.
experiments, multiple metallic tiles are being tested, as you can see there on your screen, including some that have a version with active cooling.
Then the vehicle's avionics, its brains, got a complete redesign. Some of the new things we've got for
I wonder if it's got CTN 750.
combined Starlink, global navigation, and RF communications into a single unit. And then on the sides of the vehicle, we have these catch fittings. They're non-structural, but we're going to be able to see how they perform thermally during reentry. We also smoothed part of that tile line to address some hot spots that we saw during entry on the last flight.
Now the ship
Gets big for flow.
they weren't the only thing to get some upgrades on the ground side. Several radar sensors will be tested on the tower catch arms.
Oh, cool.
As we experiment with additional ways to measure distance between the arms and the vehicle while we prepare for ship catch. Now this is just a handful of the many upgrades included on this flight that make this the most capable Starship that we've flown so far.
And then something really cool has me super excited. We're going to be deploying 10 Starlink simulators that are similar in size to our next generation Starlink satellites. With pretty unparalleled payload capacity and full reusability, Starship's going to be able to deploy our more advanced V3 Starlink satellites, which is going to help us continue to revolutionize global connectivity.
Isn't funny seeing these guys
on Starship
loading, even though they're simulated satellites, watching them just load them in a fucking
and that alone
crane in a hangar rather than in a clean room.
Capacity we're getting with every V2 mini flight on a
It probably won't work with 2024 rockets, so. Very true. Very true.
All around the world and eventually beyond. And those Starlink simulators are going to be on the same suborbital trajectory as Starship, and they're expected to demise upon entry. Starship itself, its trajectory looks very
Was Captain
similar
Scam?
to our last flight, suborbital, splashdown targeted into the Indian Ocean, a couple hundred miles off the western coast of Australia. And then the other on-orbit thing we're doing is going to be relighting a single Raptor engine while in space. We knocked that out last time. V2 ship, new propellant system. Let's do it again on this one.
Ship's going to be busy. Now, of course, we can't forget to add that today's super heavy booster is reflying flight-proven hardware for the first time. A Raptor engine that flew on the booster that was caught during Starship's 5th flight test. You can see it there.
One booster is going to be on
this
the old one.
flight-proven engine. We've got Raptor 314 there, hence why there's a piece of pie on this nozzle. Maybe we can get that image rotated so you can see it a little bit better.
3.14.
There we go. If you didn't already know, we like our jokes around
Big
here.
Pez dispenser. The old Pez.
That's what we have planned for today's
The old
flight
candy
test.
Pez
And
dispensers.
So far, everything is on track as we continue to count down. We're now within 23
They're flying one of the old engines to see how well they refly.
52
Cool.
seconds. Everything continues to look good. Still a little breezy, but that's okay for us.
I love Pez. I
Set up our
have quite a
desk in wind
Pez
tunnel
collection.
today.
I have an
Probably
original
windier than it is anywhere else, but weather's
first
cooperating,
issue
really
Star
clear
Wars
skies,
Pez
no rain
collection in the
today,
tin.
Still well within our limits
Nah,
for
stupid
booster
shit.
launch or catch. Not tracking any issues on vehicle as we continue to count down. We're still loading prop on board. Our range team also reporting that the range looks like it will be clear at our current T0. So that's super important. We're going to keep an eye on that all the way up to.
I think millions of pounds of fuel. Look how long
As
it
for
takes to
what
fill that
we've
bitch up.
Already done with the vehicle leading up to today. We stacked the vehicle over the weekend. We lifted the ship on top of the super heavy booster. Hours ago, we cleared the site of all personnel, and of course, our flight controllers came on console. Some of them sitting in the building behind Dan and I. And as Dan mentioned, the range team was deployed. They are standing by in the Gulf to make sure that the
Starship
booster,
Pez. I know it. Somebody's got to make one now.
to return back to here. at
Push
the
a button
launch
and
tower,
spits
but also
Pez
they're
out? Oh,
located
hell
in the
yeah.
Indian Ocean, standing by
I want
to make
one
sure
now.
that the targeted landing zone for the ship is also clear as well.
And then we knock out a whole bunch of things in the hours before.
I have a
launch.
giant Snoopy Pez dispenser.
Guidance,
It's fucking
navigation,
huge.
and control.
And it dispenses
Tank
entire
pumpers,
packs of
pressure
Pez.
checkouts, make sure we're ready for pop load, check the booster, quick
It's a
disconnect.
Snoopy one, and you lift his head like normal. It's just
We
fucking
demate the chopstick,
giant
extra
size.
little wiggle check,
And when you open it, it
make sure
spits
we
out
have
whole
control.
packages of
So we're
Pez.
going to be using those for catch. Load up all of the hydraulics that are on the tower, and then we did the initial locks and methane chills, getting them ready for
I
prop.
also have the Wizard of Oz
Speaking
Pez.
of prop load,
thing.
we conducted the go no go poll for prop load at 3:30, so a little bit less than an hour ago. All was good there. Prop load is underway. The LOX load on the booster started at T-minus 45 minutes, and fuel started at T-minus 43 minutes. Booster fuel will start at T-minus 41 minutes, and then LOX on the booster started at T-minus 35. So that will all wrap up at T-minus 3 minutes and 20 minutes on the ship side, and at T-minus 2 minutes and 50 seconds on the booster side. So everything is looking good. Propellant is loading.
Yeah, looks like we're about half full of everything on booster, 3/4 of the way there on ship. Looking good for a launch today. With that, though, let's jump over. Let's check back in with Jesse real quick and all of our teams out at Hawthorne.
Thanks, Dan and Kate, and great to hear the updates with the vehicle as we prepare for liftoff. There is a lot more people here, as expected.
There's so much more energy than Blue Origin launching. It's like a different place to work. It's like totally different type of people.
That team here in the crowd, so they have a strong connection to the Starship flight today. Every flight test gets us closer to a fully operational Starship, which gets us closer to our ultimate goal to make humanity a multi-planetary species.
Yeah, Starlink to pop out. That'd be nice.
Cities on Mars, we're going to need high-cadence, low-cost flights for cargo and crew. As the only fully reusable rocket with this kind of capability, Starship is the only vehicle in development that will be able to unlock our multi-planet future. Starship
Like,
uses
you know,
a
Musk could,
first-of-its-kind
if
on-orbit
Musk starts
propellant
needing money for
transfer to
SpaceX,
refuel
all you have to do
in
is take
orbit
one of the
in preparation
rockets
for
that comes
this
back
launch.
and cut it into
Milestones
fucking
like
keychains
ship catch and
and laser
in-orbit
etch them, and
transfer
people
coming
will
up. 2025
spend 20,
promises
50,
to
100
be
bucks a pop
huge
for the damn
Starship
thing.
and our journey
Because
to
it's been to
Mars,
space and
with our
back.
first trip
People will
currently
buy it
planned
like
for the
crazy.
end of 2026.
Look at how much they were spending for the
Between the reusability,
for the Draco
cost,
fucking
and heavy
keychains,
lift
and they sold
capabilities,
out.
This all comes together to help us deliver up to
Those things were 200 bucks a
100 people at
pop.
time to
For the
destinations
fancy ones that were
near
part of
and far,
Draco.
and to deliver payloads
They're
farther
sold out.
and at a lower cost than any other vehicle. We'll be able to launch more.
Oh, we'll see it. We'll probably all. I'll probably be alive to see it because it's only a few years off to start the first one going out.
Space telescopes or the next generations of space stations.
They should have. You're right. The pieces of they should have done that as well there.
So while today's flight is just a test,
100%. They raised quite a bit of money from Microsoft Flight Sim with it.
So let's head back to Dan and Kate for a closer look at Starship.
Thanks, Jesse. Starship features two major parts. The ship, which has 6 Raptor engines, and the Super Heavy booster, which has 33 Raptor engines. The Raptor engine is a reusable methane-oxygen staged combustion engine that powers the Starship system and has twice the thrust of the Falcon 9 Merlin engine. Now, just like we saw flights 1 through 6, the current iteration of Starship is an experimental vehicle flying for development. As we mentioned earlier, today's flight is debuting a ton of upgrades that we've had in the works in order to increase Starship's reliability and performance. Several of these upgrades will also unlock our ability to fly longer missions, something that we'll want to do as we start doing orbital flights around Earth.
And then to get an even better sense of just how big Starship is, we can start here. Let's take a person about 2 meters tall. Towering over that, you got your Millennium Falcon clocking in at 35. Just above that, we've got a Falcon 9 rocket, payload fairing attached. Double that height, you're up at 70 meters. And then topping it all off, nearly twice the size, it's a fully stacked Starship up to 123, got 2 meters taller. Altogether, the ship, 52 meters, Super Heavy boosters, 71.
It's crazy how fucking tall that is.
We're going to make ship and booster even taller in the future.
Yeah, they raised $5 million. That's
which is crazy
pretty cool.
because turning around and looking at it and thinking that it's going to be bigger, that's mind-blowing.
We think the ship is as tall as the booster.
Now, moving up the rocket, the ship features 6 Raptor engines. 3 optimized for sea level performance and 3 optimized for vacuum.
The 153 is that what you
Raptor
said?
Vacuum, or RVAC, is a similar design to the Raptor engine, but features a larger exhaust section and a larger expansion nozzle to maximize the engine's efficiency in space. Our upgraded ship that we're debuting today carries about 300 more tons of propellant than the last flight's ship, bumping it up from 1,200 metric tons to
403 feet tall, 123 meters, 403
the ship
foot.
is designed for
Fucking
vertical
bonkers.
takeoff and landing on any hard surface. Now, the ship is also outfitted with newly redesigned forward flaps that are used to aerodynamically control the vehicle's attitude during atmospheric flight and enable a precision landing.
Oh, shit.
The new flaps are lighter and positioned more leeward or away from the heat shield.
Now, to reach full reusability, the ship has to be able to survive re-entry not just one time, but multiple times. The ship's heat shield is...
Can't believe how many tiles they've left off this thing just on purpose.
Iterating on that every single flight, building towards that heat shield that requires no refurbishment between flights. Now, the heat shield is composed of thousands of hexagonal ceramic tiles.
If you've been up to place for more tries, that's about it. That's a big bird.
Atmospheric entry where temperatures ramp up to as high as about 2,600 degrees Fahrenheit. A rapidly reusable heat shield has never been flown in history. So continuously improving this, flying new experiments, those are all key.
Space shuttle was not rapid reusable heat shield.
And in between the first and second stages is our hot stage, which we saw in actions on flights 2 through 6. The hot staging maneuver is when the upper stage engines are ignited before the booster engines, before those booster engines are completely cut off. With hot staging, the rocket never stops accelerating during separation, so it's more efficient than traditional stage separation. One of the hallmarks of Starship flights are the incredible views that we get throughout flight, of course, courtesy of Starlink. Every day, we're working to expand the Starlink network, both on Earth and in space. Here's Jesse with more.
Fans of Starship may know that Starlink enables us to bring you lots of unprecedented views, both from space and here on Earth. In addition to the dozens of cameras on Starship itself, we also have mobile Starlink camera kits deployed.
Oh, the old
in
astronauts
Indian
had stuff on
connected
him
to our aerial
at space
assets
and tried to sell
all
stuff. They
around
did. They used to.
Which all come together to help tell the incredible story of Starship.
They snuck stuff
on our
afterwards and
planet.
sold it years later.
Starlink, Starship is capable of streaming more than 120 megabits of
And wasn't it
real-time,
Glenn that sold one of his
high-definition video
bags?
telemetry in every phase of flight, providing invaluable engineering data
Need to
help
see how
engineers
accommodation.
rapidly
Yeah, I know it, right?
across all systems. And all of that streaming data will be put to good use
There's a lot of
more
engines.
than 30 cameras on the vehicle for today's flight.
30 cameras tonight,
Starlink is
today.
the world's
Holy shit.
largest satellite constellation.
Just like he
operating in
could sell a
low Earth orbit to
DVD
deliver
or well, a
high-speed,
video
low
package of
latency
every
broadband
flight.
internet, providing access to people
Here's all the
around
footage from all the
world.
cameras on
Many
the
who have
flight.
never had
People would buy
connectivity
it.
before.
People would pay big
Starlink
bucks
now
for it.
serves more than 119 countries, territories, and other markets. And here at SpaceX, we've been developing Starlink's communication capabilities not just for humans on Earth, but for astronauts in space. Our recent Polaris Dawn mission, we deployed a high-speed internet connection in Dragon for the very first time. Here's a quick look at how that went.
Slap Bezos in the face, sell it on Amazon. Well, SpaceX has already launched Amazon, a bunch of Amazon's satellites like this because the owners, the shareholders told them, your rocket's 3 years behind schedule, get the satellites in orbit so we can start making money.
Have a laser and a Star Trekker inside of the trunk.
So they literally made them
both uplink and
use, that's a slap in the face. We're developing a rocket, but our shareholders made us use SpaceX because we couldn't get them in orbit yet.
It was just like getting it online at home, and even easier perhaps. It just connected automatically and then worked seamlessly.
And then it was just internet in space.
The Starlink performance on orbit blew us away. It enabled us to talk directly with Mission Control team, and it also enabled us two-way video connection with our families back at home. So it just was an incredible resource.
One of my favorite memories is, all four of us in different parts of the spacecraft on phones with our earpieces talking to our families. Get to show them the perspective that we have of Earth. It was very cool to bring them into the mission that way.
I was able to show my kids and my husband, what it looked like to be floating in space. I got to show them out the window. Well, my husband even exclaimed that at one point we hung up the call and he called back and I answered and he was like, I called space.
Starlink on Dragon is something that we want to include because we have this company within SpaceX that has space-based internet. So what not a better way to test
Gotta buy some moon rock. Yeah.
in space.
They got a bunch of private moon dust in private hands because there were some on one of Glenn's suits or some shit like that, and they sold the suit.
Million active customers here on Earth.
And NASA tried to get it back, and they're like, the court said no.
Increasing speeds and lowering latency so that we can connect as many as
like you had 40 years to get it back, and you didn't. You've given up rights to have it.
We activated Starlink in 27 new markets and are now covering a global area home to 2.8 billion people, including those who live in some of the most remote places on Earth.
That's bonkers.
To meet the growing global demand for high-speed internet, SpaceX opened a new 700,000 square foot factory in Bastrop,
The people
Texas,
way to fuck up
and
here using
introduced the
Starlink.
Starlink Mini, as well as an upgraded version of the Starlink standard kit. The SpaceX team also achieved an unprecedented launch cadence, conducting 134 Falcon launches, with 89 dedicated to expanding the Starlink constellation. With each launch, Starlink adds more capacity to the constellation and continues to expand its coverage, connecting even more people.
They said their new satellite to phone, and you're going to be able to talk without any fancy antenna.
While our mission to connect the unconnected is far from complete, you can check out some of the Starlink team's highlights for 2024.
Poor Russian parts of Asia left out.
About how our customers are furthering Starlink's impact around the world at starlink.com/stories. And a little bit closer to home, we do have a few updates for those impacted by the fires here in Southern California. So far, the Starlink team has provided about 1,350 free kits to fire departments and other disaster response organizations from down in Orange County all the way up to Malibu. That is in addition to applying free Starlink service for thousands of customers impacted by the fires all across the Los Angeles area. And just as critically, since
Isn't there, if we brought in our satellite and dropped water from
more
it.
than 120,000 text messages have been sent, allowing those in impacted areas to
We could send up rockets into space full of water and just dump them down instantly wherever you need it.
I've never been prouder to be an employee at SpaceX for moments like that where we can help the people and community around us. Make sure to follow at Starlink on X for updates as we continue to work with local response teams, and check out starlink.com.
Could you imagine water hitting a fire at friggin' terminal velocity? Holy shit.
Back to today's flight test. One of our objectives is to return the booster to the launch site where it will be caught by the tower, as we did on Flight Test 5. So let's head back to Dan and Kate for a catch primer.
Thanks, Jesse. We are now T-minus 8 minutes and 40 seconds until liftoff. Flight controllers on console there in the building just behind Dan and I. You can actually see the rocket in the distance at the pad 6 miles away. Our excitement is growing. I already am not sure if I'm going to be able to remain coherent after witnessing this, so looking forward to it.
You'll be all right. You'll be all right. Just a quick status.
Paige can drink. She drinks a lot.
Main tanks unlocked and fuel. We're going to load the header tanks. And booster is going to be closing out real soon as well.
Look at that.
Let's talk about that second catch attempt, though. So we're going to use the tower's 2 gigantic robotic arms, call them the chopsticks. Same thing we used to stack Starship onto Super Heavy for all the integration.
The next tower's arms are smaller.
And that's what we used to catch by moving stuff like landing legs from the booster to the ground side. It's a lighter booster. Means you can carry more into space.
Now, in a nominal operational scenario following liftoff and after the 2 stages separate in flight, Super Heavy will return to the launch site, reignite its engines to slow the vehicle down, and the tower's arms will catch
the vibration in that fin.
And
that's terrifying.
At this point, just like before, thousands of distinct vehicle pad criteria have to be met prior to that return and catch. We need healthy systems on the booster, healthy systems on the tower, and a manual command from our mission flight director for the day. If we don't send that command before the boost back burn ends, or if any of those automated checks kick us out, that's what happened on Flight 6, the Super Heavy booster will divert to an offshore trajectory, and it'll go out and do a landing burn in a soft splashdown in the Gulf of Mexico.
Now, we have said it before, but it remains true today. We accept no compromises when it comes to ensuring the safety of the public and our team, and that return will only take place if the conditions are right.
You sure my excitement all over again.
Of Starship
oh, the last one?
Is the return of the catch of that Super
the short I did?
And the
I got fucking super stupid excited.
In the area around the return location. General impact to anyone in the area is just a brief thunder-like noise. But it definitely lets you know it's coming.
Oh, yeah. It's something our neighbors in Cape Canaveral, Florida, and Vandenberg, California have become accustomed to over the years, and now we're bringing the boom to Boca. So here's a peek of what to expect.
Damn. I gotta go watch this. One of these, when it becomes more, what do I want to say, or it happens more often, you know, where it's going to go on that date and you can plan ahead for it, I'm going to have to go down there again.
As I mentioned earlier, we have Starship, Raptor, and Starlink employees here fully invested in this flight test. And of course, many other SpaceX employees also here across our site supporting their teams. Their teammates. Every flight test has been pretty unique, and we're all very excited for
T-minus 5 minutes, and
but I'm pretty sure the
I'm probably lagging a little bit, but 5 minutes, 25 seconds.
Catch another booster. So let's see how excited they are today.
Come on, now cheer. You gotta get them to cheer. The other problem is the city just north, it's not much of a city, but where I stayed last time, completely sold out now every time there's a launch coming.
We're going to send it back to you at Starbase for the final minutes of the countdown. Kate and Dan.
All right, thank you, Jesse. So if you just tuned in under 5 minutes ago, you picked the right time to do it. Just a quick status check. So we're almost fully loaded on the booster. We'll be fully loaded on the ship, fully loaded on the booster coming up soon. Our range team just reported that we're looking go in the range. That's super important.
Great
Our
news.
security guys, Mike, Kyle, Nick, the whole team out there in the elements, making sure everything's clear, doing a fantastic job. And we are coming up on 4 minutes and looking good for launch.
Yeah, certainly exciting. Now, we do have an opportunity to hold at T-minus 40 seconds if necessary. This is a chance for us to
it changes to 40?
perform
was it
additional
30?
checks if
I thought it was 30.
necessary.
40,
if
whatever.
we need to repressurize some tanks, or if there's a wayward vessel in the range last minute, opportunity to clear it out. But everything
Wayward vessels should
now,
just
once we
be
pass
sunk.
T-minus 40 seconds, a number of events will occur in rapid succession. The ground spin and ignition systems come up to flight pressure. The ship will go to internal power. After that, the quick disconnect or QD arm lockout is removed in preparation for retraction.
Why is this
which will
fucking
happen
menu
shortly
down the
after
bottom not
T0.
disappearing?
And yeah, once we pass T-minus 40 seconds, we do have the ability. We have the ability to assess opportunity to proceed again to T0.
Yep, we've used that
There.
T-40 hold a couple of times. Boat's usually one of the items, but we aren't tracking anything right now that would cause us to hold there.
Hey, William Kelly, you made it. Star bacon, yes.
That is you kind of
Starship bacon.
because your temperatures will change and the fuel and the locks everything pretty quickly. So you've got a couple of minutes that you can hang out and figure things out. There are items that if we pass them,
You can go out and drive on this beach. You can actually camp on this beach when they're not
the
testing.
main ones is that flame deflector at the bottom of the launch mount. Water begins flowing for that at the T-minus 10-second mark. If we scrub at any point after that, we'll be done for the day.
Truck out on the beach
and
there.
Teams will need to refill the deflector as well as all of our prop that we use to load on board the vehicle. It's pretty much just under 11 million pounds of prop sitting on that thing right now. We can actually recycle in about 24 hours now.
Which is incredible given the sheer volume of propellant that is on board the vehicle there on your screen.
All right. Coming up on the 2-minute mark.
2 minutes.
Again, a lot of ambitious things on the plate for Starship today.
T-minus 2 minutes.
New ship, new year, a lot of
Look at this.
upgrades. Doing a lot of ambitious
No, I
things
watched
in
it this
space
morning.
time. Our first payload deployed.
It was cool.
Relaying the
Awesome.
Raptor
Those blue
engine.
flames are awesome. Unfortunately, they didn't reach the orbit they wanted to, and they lost the
hold at T-minus 40 seconds, not
first stage on this re-entry. But fuck it, it was a test flight.
So
Never.
we can pass
It's just a test flight.
Checkpoint without stopping. But
that's just to help the planet watch me destroy it in 2 minutes.
To evaluate the launch commit criteria, making sure that the winds are within limits as well as any other weather restrictions.
I can't get over how many tiles are missing on this thing.
This is a textbook gorgeous day.
Oh yeah, little breezy today, but we got clear blue skies for a launch today. So at this point, all the prop has been loaded on the vehicle. We've closed everything out. We're doing our final thrust.
2 million people watching this feed, not including all the ones watching all the other feeds. Holy shit!
30-second mark, we'll hear the flight
1 minute.
director give the final go for launch. So we're under a minute.
Yeah, why did I get so fucking excited on this?
Expecting a hold at T-minus 40, but do not be shocked if that happens. It has happened in the past, and we can hang out there for a couple of minutes if we need to.
If memory serves me right,
we hold my breath for 4 seconds.
Pass through prop load gate.
All right, we pass right through that prop load gate.
Hot diggity dog.
We're going.
So we're going to let our flight director, Ty Huntington, take it away.
Go for launch.
Go for launch. She's going. 22nd, 25. Yeehaw. That's such a fucking huge, just 400-foot fucking tall. That's insane. Those are insane numbers. Oh, don't do this.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
4,
3, 2, 1. We have liftoff.
It's crazy. That's not tied down. It's too heavy to take off. So it spins up the engine, burns off enough propellant to actually fly. Look at that baby go. God damn, what a view. It's insane. It's so big.
Booster check pressure's not on.
Every engine's running fine. It's already at 500 kilometers an hour.
All right, we're more than
Yep, Mach diamonds in the thrust.
Telemetry showing 33 out of 33.
That's what she said.
Booster chip, avionics power.
And sound's reaching where Kate is.
Hearing good call-outs on the ship and booster avionics. You just heard the rumble hitting us about 6 miles away.
Oh, something's coming off right there.
Into just endless blue skies right now.
Something's loose. It's flapping.
Vehicle supersonic.
Looks like something came loose right there. 200 mile per hour tape. It's fine, it'll buff out.
So we just passed through max Q. That's the greatest stress the vehicle is going to experience on the way.
Look at the fucking views. That looks like it's metal and rivets.
Teams out here on the ground are now looking at systems on the tower. They just did a manual check through. That's going to inform that manual flight director's decision.
Something's going on there. They may not show us that picture again.
Coming up though is going to be hot staging. Don't take your eyes off it. It's one heck of a light show.
Bob's going to be fired.
What a gorgeous ascent.
All right, who worked on that part? You're
Ship
fucking
engines
done
getting
tomorrow.
ready to ignite. That's going to happen while we're still attached.
You had one job.
We can still see the ship's engines from the ground.
Double-sided duct tape, Bob. Double-sided.
30 seconds away from that. We are hearing good call-outs on the tower preparedness from the manual checks. Reminder, though, we've still got automated checkouts on the booster and the ship itself. But as of right now,
So use Flex Seal.
manual commanding.
That thing was moving a lot.
Looking go for
I'm
a
sure it's
catch.
supposed to be, but
That is incredible news.
there we go.
We just heard the call out for booster engine cutoff.
Engine startup.
Most
There they go.
down to those middle three.
There it goes. All started. Oh, one didn't restart on the booster. We got a fail on the booster. All three are good on the Starship. One engine failed on the booster.
All right, hot stage
Chamber
confirmed.
pressure's
We've got a
nominal.
booster hopefully on our way back to us, and a ship now making its ascent burn into space. How's it going in Hawthorne, Jesse?
It's great over here. You can hear the crowd screaming.
I love the
for every
fact that they even show us
milestone.
what engine and how
The
good
booster
the
is
engine
now
is doing.
making its way back down to Earth. Looks like we have 12 of those 13 engines.
Better than that ship from the dollar store.
We're using the engines that actually gimbal.
We
So
are go for booster return.
Go! They're going to catch.
excellent call out.
They're gonna do the catch.
Return.
Power and telemetry nominal.
Oh hell yes!
Criteria that
They're
needs
gonna
to
do the
line up
catch.
to ensure that we could have a safe booster catch, and it sounds like we got the go for that.
Oh hell yeah! We're gonna watch a
And
catch.
there you can see on the screen.
Or a big
we have
fucking boom.
We just jettisoned the hot
That's
stage.
cool. Look at the
There's
views.
a great, excellent view there of the hot stage floating away from the super heavy booster. Now we've shut down the engines for that boost back burn. That confirms boost back burn is now complete. That was the first of 2 burns required for the vehicle to make its way back down to Earth. And next coming up will be the landing burn. That's going to be 13 of those center engines igniting again. And that will then go down to, from 13 down to 3 engines just right before we touch down for that booster.
Only 12. One of them didn't relight last time,
Now,
so.
reminder, our stage 1 objectives are to have a controlled ascent, stage separation, as well as a controlled boost back burn and hot stage as well. So we're looking good for that so far. Some great views there from the ship of Earth. That looks incredible.
Freaking bonkers, man. That's just insane.
Now Starship's ship is still firing its engines right now.
Good for landing. Yeah, that's one of the ones used for landing, but it won't make any difference. This thing's so
Starship's
overpowered.
trajectory is
That
nominal.
was designed to have
You can
engine
follow
ounce
along
and
the
complete its
telemetry, the
mission.
altitude, in the bottom left-hand corner for the super heavy booster, as well as the bottom right-hand corner for the
That may be the one that was launched
And
last
these
time. I don't know what
views
position it
are
was
just
in.
amazing.
They didn't say which one the Pi engine 314 was in because it flew on the last one. That may be the one that
Again,
didn't
the booster
relight.
is currently making its way back to the tower today.
They're going to the
Looking
tower.
forward to a booster catch with the chopsticks. And in the meantime,
Look at that.
you can see those grid fins there helping to
I didn't see that. The
control
grid fins
vehicle
melted
and
like they
guide
did
it
last
back
time.
to its landing site.
I was gonna say, but I think the reused one was in the outer ring. It probably was in the outer
circle. Over
circle.
there, Dan and Kate. How are you doing, Kate? Seeing that in person?
You know, Dan had to take that entire segment because I couldn't talk. That was incredible.
You better stop talking now, Kate, and look out the window. He's coming back fast.
The plume, at least it looks that way to us. It's incredible that it basically returns. It looks like a speeding, just like this.
Look at this shit.
Layer,
wow.
To once again, we are standing by for attempting to catch.
Look at how fucking hot that is.
Tower. This would be the second tower catch.
They all lit this time. It relit. Holy shit. For some reason it relit. Look at this shit. Oh, this is fucking bonkers. I'm sorry. This is just, this makes no fucking sense at all in my head.
Down to 3 engines.
They just caught a fucking skyscraper that went to space. I'm sorry. That makes no fucking sense. It's cool as fuck, but it makes no sense. Unreal. Holy shit. And no fire this time. It just makes no fucking sense. It really makes no sense. They just sent a skyscraper to fucking space and back and they catch it. It just...
Once again, for the second time, a
successful
catch by the launch tower.
Unreal. Unfucking real. Look at that.
Took off from just 7.5 minutes ago.
Unbelievable. Look at it swinging. You see it swinging back and forth.
Looking at those hypersonic grid fins that steer the booster for that precision landing.
It's fucking bonkers. It's literally fucking bonkers.
Like it's flapping its wings.
Yeah, you can see just how small that catch fitting is too on something that's just so massive.
Unfucking real. I'm sorry. That's just fucking bonkers. You're taking notes? Yeah.
We're not done. But wait, there's more.
Yet.
Wow, that is just absolutely stunning.
Fucking can't believe that shit.
And this, of course, a gorgeous view there from the tower looking down at the top of the booster.
How in the fuck they pull that shit off?
All right,
looks like my landings. Now the last one looked like my landings. Oh, I was supposed to land over there? Sorry, I landed in the water over here.
Contextualize off of that incredible sight. That is once again the second catch of a booster.
Oh, we're down to one engine on the one vacuum engine? That planned? Or did the others kick out? I wasn't watching.
This silver flare in the sky.
Yeah, it looks a lot better condition than the last one.
You can still see the launch plume behind us, and wow.
Somebody talk about
we definitely I can't.
Starship is single
that was very
vacuum engine running.
Yeah, and right now.
Well, they're going to restart later.
Telemetry on those ship engines has gone out, and we're waiting for an update on what our ship status is.
Oh, telemetry's gone out.
That ship engine cutoff time.
There may be a problem. That's why we're not getting any fucking video from it either.
Obviously, we've got booster back, booster on.
It may have gone boom
in the chopstick arms, but we are waiting.
Something happened.
Now
it's not there anymore.
The ship, as we were expecting ship engine cutoff about 40 seconds ago. We saw some of those engines start to go out prior to that point, and so right now we are just standing by to try and.
Or if FTFs was activated. NASA spaceflight got anything on it?
Stick with us for just a couple of minutes as we wait to hear some updates.
Yeah, well, that's because they're not getting anything from the ship.
You might want to hit rewind and go back about 9-10 minutes ago to when Starship lifted off from the launch tower that you see there. We had.
I was wondering if somebody had the ground cameras. Those really super duper ground cameras.
Where the ship separated from the
something's wrong with
the booster performed
Block 2.
maneuver and returned.
Something didn't happen with the Starship. She went. I'm sure it's toast.
Obviously, a successful catch back at the launch tower, which is something that.
They caught it. It's a test. First time a Block 2 was flown. Shit could happen.
And blue water there. As Dan said, we are standing by for an update on the ship that had ignited its engines and started making its way up to space. So standing by for more info on that. But wow, what
They got no
experience
telemetry,
to
so it's
see
probably
that
blown
take
up.
off, and for that booster to come back, you can see it there up close.
If it went too far off target for any reason, it would have been
launched
boop.
from. Once again, there were thousands of
Got stuck in the ISS.
catch commit criteria.
You realize almost the entire ISS can be built in like 5 flights of this thing?
Make sure that they are
weight-wise.
make sure that everything is clear and acceptable conditions, both on the vehicle side as well as the tower side, in order to enable that catch. So obviously from the last 2
Yeah, there's no
flights
fire
that we
left
have
over on it
done
this
where,
time. There's some smoke going on because it's fucking hot,
but had to divert into the ocean. And then on Flight 5, we did have the first ever successful catch of the booster. We used the learnings of those 2 flights to hone in that catch commit criteria, and we saw success today, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think Starship go boom.
Just a quick status check. So we currently do not have comms with the ship. So trying to figure out exactly when that happened and exactly what happened. So obviously the flight controllers right now going through their data, looking to make sure it's not anything instrumentation on the ship, but actually try and get us a status. So again, we're gonna keep listening in on
I think she went boom
as soon as we have a little bit more. So for now, stage 1 back in the tower, waiting to find out a little bit more.
Structure failure. Oh, it's coming down, and this one will just set down on the tower right there, but the upper part's probably in pieces. And one of the reasons they fly it on the trajectory they do, it's not orbital, so every piece will come down anyways, so nothing gets left up there. If something happens, nothing gets left up there. Well, something they played with didn't work. Or it's up there just fine and the data connection dropped because somebody didn't plug in the receiver. Point Nemo. That's where they head for. Fucking Bob. Yeah, exactly. It was that fucking thing peeling off the front caused the problem. It was fucking Bob's fault. Pez got stuck.
If you are just tuning in, we caught a booster, but we are still waiting to find out a little bit more.
You had one job, Bob.
So it
one job. Put that fucking tape on there, right?
We did that hot staging maneuver. We did see all 6 of ship's engines on the way.
You had one fucking job, Bob.
But as we were getting to the end of that ascent burn, we saw engines dropping out on telemetry, and we have since lost contact with the ship. So again, we're still listening in on the loops, trying to figure out how much we can get right now. But again, stick with us. We'll bring you updates as soon as we hear them. Really exciting. We were able to catch the booster today.
Imagine that whole thing was the cause of the issue. Could be.
May not be able to do that at this point, but we'll give you some updates as soon as we hear a little bit more about the ship.
For those that didn't catch earlier, this was a new version of the ship. This was its debut flight. So a lot of learnings here for sure as we continue to tune in and listen in with the teams and try to gather more information to understand.
It was all new feed lines for the engines, so it could have been they failed.
Dan mentioned before,
who the fuck knows?
make sure,
I'm sure SpaceX knows because all the data they got back until it
did we
quit.
just lose communication, or
we'll tell them eventually.
or did something else happen with the ship?
They got 20 some odd cameras on it. They've seen every inch of it.
Figure out what we can.
But I'll bet it was that part Bob was supposed to take care of.
And we're continuing to listen in and find out more.
I still can't believe they caught the fucking thing. I don't care so much about Starship.
Before, and you can see it there on your
Could make for a shorter stream.
Beautiful.
They'll have to sit around for 90 minutes till it splashes down.
Back at the launch tower. That was successfully caught just minutes ago. After
it looks in a lot better shape than the last one. Doesn't that metal falling off of it?
Having seen it for the first time with my own eyeballs in person, it was pretty awesome.
Still got a bit of fuel frost on it.
The thunder-like sonic boom was really fun to experience.
Yeah. So we are getting a little bit more. So we did lose all communications with the ship. So, I mean, that is essentially telling us that we had an anomaly with that upper stage. So we're just coming up to the end of that ascent burn for the ship. when we stopped when we started to lose a couple of the engines, we saw those dropping out, and then we did lose telemetry from the ship. So
I'm looking forward to New Glenn being successful.
So
I hope it is.
We are assuming that the ship has been lost. So this was a brand
For
new
want of a nail, the shoe was lost.
This was kind of an upgrade version. So with that, there's a lot of things you're upgrading, but there's a lot of things you're going to learn as all of those systems are now interacting with each other for the first time. But at this point, we did lose the upper stage of the ship. So again, we're gonna listen in and try and figure out a little bit more about what happened. And obviously we'll do kind of a full breakdown once we get smarter ourselves in the coming hours and days as well.
For sure. Now, for those that have recently tuned in, we're now a little over T plus 16 and a half minutes after liftoff.
No, their first stage is not going to be returnable.
Its ascent phase.
Oh, the first stage? Yeah, it was supposed to land, but it blew up last night. It was supposed to try to land on a ship, but it didn't work.
A couple of the engines dropped out, and then shortly thereafter, we lost communication with the vehicle. So we are assuming that we have lost the ship.
Yeah, but she got an amazing smile.
Confirm that, and once we can, we will. But this was a new version of the ship, of Starship, and it was intentionally designed and flown in order to basically test the envelope, as we have done with every one of these test flights. The keyword there being test.
Right, but I wonder if they'll ever have it land back at the launch pad. It's not planned to ever land back at the launch pad. Doesn't have enough fuel.
Understand where those boundaries are. So
it's easier just to coast.
That
Kate, I know, I love Kate.
Is guaranteed today. Success.
Kate's got perfect hair.
Guaranteed, and so yeah, we are standing by to see if we can learn more about the status of the ship.
Oh, I'm a fan. Look at that. It looks in a lot better. Definitely looks in a lot better shape. Well, you could give us some replays of the fucking landing. They lost the ship. Oh, well. It happens. Blue Origin ship didn't reach the proper orbit last night either. It's too bad. I'd bang her. Just... Cheers. I think the vast majority of the people here would not kick her out. I'd watch. I pay money to see that. Not your family-friendly channel. We never have a chance of being family-friendly. It's never going to happen. Lost in space. The fuck's that giant screwdriver? Oh, that's to position it forward or backwards, so when it lines up in the base. You'll bring the Timbits. Oh, if you ever SpaceX, let's win space. You ever watch her? Just Kate's got her own Instagram. She's a little bit more not family friendly on her Instagram. I still can't believe they land this thing. I don't give a shit they lost the second stage. It was the first time they've flown it. They're going to learn shit. I think that was... They keep trying to make it lighter to lighter. Eventually it's going to fail, so... Little tiny pins holding that whole fucking thing up in the air. Come on, give us another few minutes. I could rewind it. What the fuck? I don't want to see the same thing over.
Absolutely stunning.
Still had... Oh, yeah, look at here. We'll rewatch
you
that.
Heard it here. Maxilla has caught
I want to rewatch this. The telemetry here. One at center engine out.
It almost looks like it's flapping its wings.
Yeah, you can see
We'll look at that in a second, but I want to watch this. I want to concentrate on this.
Just so massive.
One center at... It's already losing...
That was absolutely insane.
Connection with all those Starleets.
Meanwhile,
connection.
We're not done. But wait, there's more.
Yet.
Nope, lost this whole section. So now she's going to fly out of sync.
That's just absolutely stunning.
Don't do this shit.
And this, of course, a gorgeous view there from a tower looking down at the top of the
Yeah,
booster.
I know it. Thought it was good. It was originally going to catch on the fins, but they decided it'd be too much stress, so they got those little tiny fins. Another one out. Another one out.
Tracking.
And telemetry stopped, so it died. That was the only one controlling attitude, so with these two running, it probably went in big circles.
But who can take their eyes off of that incredible sight?
So she died. Come on.
Commanding is
screaming for every milestone view there of the hot state. We'll then go down to from the. Now,
There we go.
Starship's
Gotta watch
ship
it again.
Is still firing its engines right now.
Starship trajectory nominal.
And great call outs. Starship trajectory is nominal.
Reminds me of
Follow along the telemetry, the altitude in the bottom left-hand corner for the Super Heavy booster, as well as the bottom right-hand corner for the ship. And these views
They said add brand new fueling system for this, so that apparently something was wrong. They one arm man in Central Park for continually rolling in a circle.
The booster is currently making its way back to the tower today. So we're looking forward to a booster catch with the chopsticks. And in the meantime, you can see those grid fins there helping to control the vehicle and guide it back to its landing site.
It's got to do roll, pitch, and yaw with those fins and thrusters. That's fucking bonkers.
How's it going over there, Dan and Kate?
It's funky that that one engine relit.
Seeing that in person.
You know, Dan had to take that entire segment because I couldn't talk. That was incredible.
There it is.
We can see the booster coming back in now through the plume. At least it looks that way to us. It's incredible that it basically returns. It looks like a speeding.
That's gotta be a bumpy fucking ride coming down like that.
Flare, coming back to the. Once again, we are standing by for attempting to catch the booster at the tower.
That's just heat from re-entry inside of there. That's fucking crazy.
Landing burn. Seeing 13 engines.
Booster now hovering as it aligns with the tower for catch.
Booster coming in. Get ready for that boom, Kate.
Down to 3 engines.
Booster ready for shutdown.
That's fucking bonkers. Did they shut down their stream? I think. Did they yet? Still getting some live views. Oh, there's Kate.
Thanks everyone for continuing to stick around as we were checking in on the status of the ship. At this point in time, we can confirm that we did lose the ship. However, Starship, the total vehicle, did have an on-time liftoff at 4:37 p.m. Central Time from the launch pad just behind us at Starbase Texas. Gorgeous ascent and successful stage separation. The booster pushed the ship off, the ship disconnected during that stage separation. The booster came back for a successful, the second ever booster catch at the launch tower, which was pretty incredible to see.
Yeah, it was great to see the booster come down, but we are obviously
double
bummed out
chin
about ship. It looked like we lost contact with it a little under 8.5 minutes into flight. That's roughly when you start to get to that main engine cutoff. We obviously need to go through all the data. It's going to take some time. In the next hours, days, we're going to figure out exactly what happened, come back, fly the next one, get even farther. Reminder, it's a test. It's a flight test.
I expect the next one within a month. They're crazy.
So we'll figure out what ended our day today and make sure it doesn't end our day tomorrow. So as we do that, we're going to continue to provide you updates on our X account on SpaceX.com. So just continue to tune in there as we learn what happened. We'll be ready to share it.
Exactly. So for now, we are going to wrap up our webcast. We'd like to
I don't know. I think they got 2 or 3 that are built. They could have them ready in a month.
As well as the agencies that enable us to launch. And of course, to our viewers for
$3 million easy.
Doing this with me. It was great to have you here.
I'd do it again in a heartbeat.
All right. Well, that'll do it for us. We'll see you guys at the next Starship flight test.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to call it here too. So thanks everybody. Still gonna, even though we got time, I'm still gonna do the flight tomorrow instead of tonight. So we'll keep there. Thanks everybody for coming in and hanging out with me while we watched this and got a little excited. And too bad it went boom. But have a great night, everybody. We'll see y'all in the next one.